everybody. Welcome to Monday. Today is October 28th, 2024. And I got a lot to talk to you about today because this is our monthly wrap up. It's the last Monday of the month. And it's been a month, a whole month. A lot of highs, a lot of lessons, and one moment of pause. Literally. But let's get started. First of all, let me stop. It's Monday and I'm running. We need to slow down for a minute. Welcome to my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, and yes, my returning lurkers. Welcome to you all. I love you. I think you know that. I hope you know that. And of course, welcome to my new viewers who I hope will be likers and subscribers. And then you're just part of the family at that point. Come on in, get your cup of coffee, your water, a snack, whatever you need, a whip, or some instructions on a project. Sit down, join me for a minute. I just want to chat with you a little bit and then we'll talk about some coffee. We'll talk about my weather. I won't know about yours. You guys are literally everywhere. And we will move on to the topic at hand, which is my monthly wrap up. I kind of want to go over the things that we as a channel have accomplished because we're a team. I can't have a channel if I don't have an audience. Well, I could, but that would be very boring. And I don't need to hear me talk. I hear me enough. So let's get through this. We always start our day with a quote of the day. And today's quote says, "Humanity is acquiring all of the right technology for all of the wrong reasons." And that's said by R. Buckminster Fuller. Not exactly who that is, but I'm wondering if he's related to the Fuller Brush family. If you're from the US or you know anything about the elements of technology and cleaning, the Fuller Brush Company used to go door to door and sell brushes and things like that. It has a whole history. If you're interested, learn about it. If not, said I. But yes, they were a great company. I don't know if they're still around, but I remember them. Not from my own experience. Excuse me, I forgot my necklace and I'm missing it. But not from my own personal experience of having them knock on my door, but I absolutely remember those brushes because they were in my grandmother's house, they were in our home. This is what we used to clean with, and if you know, you know. We'll leave it at that. But nonetheless, that's an important statement to contemplate for today because we are always looking for the latest technology that does this, an app that does that. And we're missing some key elements of how those apps seem to ease things for us, but they remove the humanity of our experiences. We have gone to self checkout in most every store we shop in nowadays. We have become detached from human contact. And my reason for saying that, I'll bring up in just a moment. But it's so easy for us to grab our phones, our laptops, our tablets, and punch in a series of letters and numbers and pull up a website and buy all the things we want, from our groceries to our clothes to all of the entertainment devices that we want or could ever ask for. And we'd have literally no human contact outside of maybe our immediate families. And even then, how many of us are sitting in the same room with a person and we text them because they've got headphones on and they can't hear us if we say, "Excuse me"? Yeah, technology. Mm. And please know, I'm guilty of it too. That's that coffee. That girl right there. Mm. She she's banging today. On all cylinders, she gets an applause. I did it a little different today. Same elements for the most part, but a little bit different. I have a bullet blender. So today I threw 3 ice cubes in, added in a tablespoon of Cafe Bustelo, a tablespoon of my chicory, 2 scoops of the Cafe Latte Premier Protein powder. Of course, a tablespoon of fake sugar because I needed an extra energy boost this morning. Um, 2 pumps of pumpkin spice uh, sugar-free syrup, and a little bit of the pumpkin spice seasoning. I have to call it seasoning because it's not really a spice, it's a seasoning. It's a blend of other things, so therefore it becomes a seasoning. And of course, a tablespoon of water. Blended that up, poured it over a bunch of ice. I added in 6 ounces of milk because I need something for my tummy this morning. I had a good time yesterday, and today my tummy is like, okay, lady, you need to coat me and make me feel better because I wasn't feeling that great Saturday, and today I'm being reminded of it. So that's our coffee of the day, and it's delicious. Oh, it is delicious. Matter of fact, oh, that is so good. Today's weather. Today's weather is actually really nice. Like, I'm contemplating if I get a few minutes between the finishing of this video and the arrival of my first client, I'm going to go outside for a few minutes. It is 51 degrees right now, and that is beautiful. Excuse me. We're expecting a high of 77 degrees. So it's going to be a lovely day. It's supposed to be partly cloudy. I won't really get to notice because it's hard to look up when you got 2 children on the merge of independent standing and starting to walk. So that's that. I want to bring you through the monthly wrap up. Let's start with the things we've learned. One of the things I've tried to share with you this month is the initials that you see in written patterns and what those initials actually mean. So I did ALT, which is alternate, BEG, which is begin or beginning. I'm sorry, BEG, begin or beginning, BET, which is between, BLO, back loop only, BO, which is bobble, BP, which is back post. And then, of course, there's BPDC, back post double crochet, BPSC, back post single crochet. We learned a lot. So, thumbs up to us for learning something new that we may not have known or understanding something that we didn't previously understand. I hope that brings an opportunity to expand your learning horizon with reading patterns, understanding what those letters mean, and how to implement them in things that you make. Having said that, one of my goals this month was about focusing on steady growth for the channel. At the beginning of this month, I don't remember what my number was because, again, I don't really focus on it. You're a person and you're important. That's all I'm focused on. So, growth is great. I love it. I appreciate the more eyes on me, the more subscribers to the channel, the more watch hours that I get, the closer I get to monetization, which opens up a new horizon of opportunities for my channel to do things that I have hopes to do. I can't do that until I hit some of those milestones because pulling money out of this very tight budget, yeah, that's not a good idea and it's not a smart idea. So I don't do dumb things all the time. I do them occasionally, I admit it, but not all the time. Onward and forward. One of the things I did this month was I had the pleasure and the opportunity to sit down on panel with Russ of It's Raining Yarn. I was so close to hitting 300. And I mentioned that during the live, and he said, hey, let's get her over 300. So I went from 2 something, 290 something, to like 330 something, all in the span of that weekend, just taking the time to make connections with new people that I didn't know, and you guys are here. And I'm so, so honored to have you as a part of my morning family. So, again, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I also decided that one of the things I wanted to do, and I started it last month, but I really made a conscious focus of it this month, was to share books with you. And I do that every Thursday. Of course, the letters that I mentioned, which is a part of Terminology Tuesday. And I'll have more letters for you tomorrow. But on Thursday, we do a book of the day. And I showcase a book that 9 times out of 10, I've already purchased, maybe used. Some of them I've had for a couple of months. Some of them I've had for over a decade. But either way, they're books that I consider resources and tools that I lean on, whether I'm making a blanket or a wearable, or I just want to explore a different concept. I start with the basics. And for me, the basics are books that build up my idea of how I want something to turn out or how I want it to look. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So, our books this month were Crochet Every Way Stitch, my first Afghan, and that was a red hard book. Crochet in a Weekend, 29 quick stitch sweaters, tops, shawls, and more. And yeah, it's one of my faves. Big Book of Crochet Afghans. You guys know I love a good Afghan or a blanket. So, yes, that was very much a part of our life. Um, then there was Yesterday, because those were the books. I can't tell you the final book of the month because we haven't gotten there yet. Hang on, we'll get there. Yesterday. Oh, the other thing, I knew I would forget because again, I write a list, but the paper's only this big. Excuse me. We started doing lives. So I've done 3 lives thus far. The first one, much like my first video, cringy, but you guys are so kind and so sweet. And you showed up and you interacted with me, even though I could barely keep up with the chat because it kept disappearing. And then my fellow content creators, Mama Wench and JB's Crochet, said, "Hey, you can use StreamYard." I'm like, "How do I do that?" And they walked me through it. When I tell you they held my hand as I'm scared to press a button, and they're like, "Girl, do that part. And then you can do this, and then you can do that." And then this past Saturday, just before I went live, JB's Crochet, aka Amber, called and said, "Hey, I've got 30 minutes before you get started. Let me tell you how to add a panel guest if that's something you'd like to do," because that wasn't what we'd covered. And I didn't know how to do it. So she showed me. One of the loves that I have experienced as a content creator on this platform is the sense of community. We genuinely have a beautiful sense of community. Different people do different things. There's people who do Tunisian crochet. There are people who do mosaic crochet. There's people who do lace crochet. There's people like me who do a little bit of everything, but she has rules about what she won't do. I'm a gurumi. Don't ask. So, with that said, having such a varied community, everybody brings something great to the table. And what I love is when somebody new gets started, instead of us turning our nose up like, "Oh, you can't sit at our table." They say, "No, come on over. Let me show you what I know. This person will show you what they know. Take what you need from us. We will help you get to where you're trying to go." We are really a community of support. And whether you are in your Gen Z era, your Gen X era, or your boomer era, that's irrelevant because you're still welcome over here. I have popped into lives of people who have noticed that I was in the chat and immediately welcomed me. I never have walked into a room where I was like, oh, this is not the place for me. Even if the type of crochet they do isn't my sense of crochet, it doesn't matter. I'm still welcome and you're still welcome. If you come into my, my videos or my lives and you're a Tunisian knitter, is it Tunisian crochet? I have no idea. I don't do it. Honest. Or you're a knitter, or you're a diamond art person, or you're a singer, or whatever brings you to me, you're welcome here. I value you and your talent. So thank you. Thank you sincerely so, so much. Hold on for 1 second. Did you think I wasn't going to say good morning to you? Please don't ever think I'm going to forget about you. I can never forget about you. I love you. Good morning. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time to open up whatever you opened to see me. I'm glad you're here. I want you to remember that. I want you to eat. I want you to drink your water. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to reach out if you needed help. I hope you're at a stable point where if you haven't, you can do something on top of what you know you can. Stretch just a little bit to do a little extra today. It's Monday. We've got the rest of the week and it's Halloween. That's coming. Maybe that's not your thing, and that's okay too. If the idea of somebody knocking on your door is too much, turn the porch light off. Close the front portion of the house off for a little bit, just long enough for the sun to go down, and that'll go away. It'll be okay. We don't have to deal with what we don't want to deal with right now. But that's later in the week. Let's get through today. Today is about water. Today is about getting started. And we're going to get started with simple things. Water, food, your love. Brush your teeth today. Take a shower if you can. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. Let the water relax you a little bit. Relax. We're okay. Have as much fun as you can today. And if it's all too much, make a call. Get some help. I'll be here and I'll wait. Okay. Excuse me, guys. This is a part of something that speaks to my spirit. And I needed to say that. So, ta-da. Then, like I said, I had a live on Saturday, and man, we had a good time. We had a very good time. On Friday, I saw Missy's cottage. Had a few moments to pop into her house and visit with her, and it made me smile that she spoke back because, yeah, I love Missy. So, excuse me. Then there was yesterday. I'm checking things off my list. One of the things I don't usually do is go in public. I do not do the in the wild thing. So I had been invited on a couple of occasions to join other content creators and local yarny people at one of the local LYS's, local yarn stores. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really feeling it because it's people. I don't people well. I'm not good at that. I admit it. I struggle with having a social battery. It literally takes a battery for me. I need the energy. I need the ability to engage. And because of how regimented my days are, how structured my week is, adding something onto my schedule means adding something on to the schedule of one of my family members. And that balance doesn't always work. So I need a big window to make that fit in. But I persevered and I went out in the wild yesterday. I went to lunch with VJ's Crochet, and oh my goodness. Whew, when I tell you, you know you've connected with a friend when you sit down to eat with them and they immediately, before they take their first bite, cut a piece of their food and hand it to you and say, hey, try this. Neither one of us knew what we were trying. And I still can't tell you, other than the fact that it was a boiled egg with a heavy sauce on top of it. We were at an Indian restaurant. Excuse me. But I tried it and oh, it was delicious. So I admitted I like this. And she tried it and she agreed it was good. We finished our food as much as we could and we headed over to a local yarn store. Here in St. Louis, we have a store called Yarncom. So we met there and there was Jessica SMC, there was Katie and Michelle J. And am I remembering everybody? I think so. I think so. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody other than the bird. Jessica brought her bird, who apparently has a separation anxiety issue, and I totally understand about having a pet that you can't really leave because it will be a problem for that pet. So she brought her pet in her little case. I've seen those cases, and I thought, what kind of animal do you put in that? I never thought a bird, but she did, and it was fun. We had a really great time learning about each other, learning about yarns, and just having a community moment to sit and crochet together. So I'm already 22 minutes in. I don't want to talk too much more, but I want to show you this. Katie spun this yarn, and is that not beautiful? It is a superwash merino, doesn't have a tag, doesn't have a name, none of that. But the fact that she hand spun this excites me. So I am going to put this with, do I have it close by? I do not. I have some superwash merino yarn from Malabrigo Rios that I am going to put as a frame around this. And I'm just going to make it something that I'll probably use as a beautiful wall hang, because with those colors, how could I not want to see that every day? And I'm kind of going to shut everything down now and get over to my crochet component. But before I go, I want to say my honest loss, and you guys know I don't really count losses, but I will count this one, was my dog. I did lose my dog this month. And in the process of that grief journey for me, I had the opportunity to open up my mail the other day and I got a card from Penn Bolton. Penn, thank you. Thank you. That meant everything to me. It really did. And again, I ask that no one do anything more than be aware that this is a journey I am on. I am not a publicly emotional person, so I don't want to spend a lot of time visiting with my general audience about that. My family knows what I'm going through, and there are moments that it is hard for me, of course. This is a dog that I had for 10 years. We were very, very close. He was my baby, and he is no more. And that is an adjustment that I'm making. So bear with me as I do. But before we close out and go to our crochet, let me share this with you, because when I saw it this morning, I was legitimately gobsmacked. Do you see that? Let me turn this light down because you don't need that flaring off of it. There. Yes, we have 392 subscribers on our channel now. This is where I was a few weeks ago at 2 $2.92. So we are almost at 400. I legitimately want to add 108 more people. And of course, I need to increase my watch hours. But beyond that, that's too much light. Beyond that, we are very, very close to some major milestones. Of course, milestones mean party time. Think about it. So if you're not publicly subscribed, can we change that? Can you please subscribe? Thank you. And if you watch this video and you enjoyed yourself, don't go yet. You know we're going to crochet. But do me a favor. Go back and watch some of the other videos. You can look at the titles and decide what you find interesting. But I need a few more watch hours to get where we're going. And yes, I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be another video. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for being you. That's the best part, at least for me. With that said, eat, drink your water, breathe. We are almost at the end of the month. Yes, it's the beginning of the week, but we got this. We've got this. We got yarn. We got hooks close at hand. We are going to be okay. So have some fun today and let's crochet or whatever else you do, whether that's knit, diamond dart, sing, dance, do yoga, or just sit there and try to see what the heck is this lady going to do next. Whatever you do, you're welcome to do it. And then come back and do it again tomorrow. Have some fun today. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.